No matter what people want you to believe, don't ever turn back on your dreams.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alana here. Welcome back to 3 Degrees of Love Divination. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who are coming back, thank you for being here yet again. So for those of you who are new, I am all about mental health. I am an advocate for mental health awareness. I am a social worker who is not currently practicing in her field the way that I used to because of burnout. And in the process of me going through transition and healing, you know, I found my way to tarot and sort of expanding my knowledge and even just my spiritual practice. You know, as a still consider myself to be a Christian, but I am more than that. You know, one of the things that I would say that I had more recent in the last few years, I guess, if you will, you know, and I discovered the word omniist and the understanding of what an omniist is, and you know, the fact that it's really about being open to all variations of spirituality, and being able to understand and see the benefits within each aspect, if you will, and how, you know, they connect, you know, for greater expansion. Anyways, so yes, so of course, you know, I'm all about, you know, healing and, you know, mental wellness and tarot, of course, and how tarot, divination, the combination of all of those things, psychology, all plays a role in the overall development and wellness of anyone. So, and especially, you know, like I always say, we're in a global mental health crisis, and considering everything that humanity has been through to present, is still going through, you know, this is a karmic year, you know, and it's really a transitional point, you know, for all of us to, you know, to address, you know, our traumas, to heal, and bring back into alignment our, you know, our state of mind as well as our hearts. You know, I'm all about love, and as I say, I am love, and if I can look in the mirror and see myself as such, then when I look out to the world and I see the world filled with so many other people who, you know, are humans just like me, right? And so it's that having that understanding and that compassion for self and other selves within the world, you know. And so, you know, when I I talk about the fact that I stopped watching, back in 2020, for the most part, stopped watching the news, because the anxiety that I found myself, being triggered into, me being, empathic, and, and that, that sensitive healing aspect of self, it very is easily triggered. And so, and also with everything that I've had to deal with for the last, well, I would say my entire life, but however, I would even say more so in the last decade, has really been one after the other, and found myself not able to properly grieve various aspects of my life that I've had to endure, and sort of how that has left me. But coming to present, and the what I feel, the lessons learned, the knowledge gained, and bringing myself to, the growth achieved, has really been something for me. And just even, the transitions that I've been going through to date, it's been a lot, and but I'm grateful for all that I've been able to learn along the way, from the people that I've been able to interact with and meet and learn from, has really been very, very special. And of course, if you take a look at some of my previous videos, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in regards to the people that I've been able to come across and talk to and get to know, and feel a part of something special, and that I feel is definitely needed in our world today, given everything that's going on, and how I know a lot of people are suffering, because of trauma, and how trauma plays a significant role in the choices that we make in our day-to-day lives. Anyway, so as I'm filming this, today is Wednesday, July the 3rd, 2024. And so we've made it through half of the year. Wow, like how quickly everything has gone by is just, it blows my mind. And anyway, the last, and there goes my light, which I knew was gonna happen. But anyways, moving on. Hopefully you can still see things clearly. Sorry, that distracted me and then I lost my train of thought. So in my last video that I had posted about a week, maybe just a little over a week now, it was about, well, of course, this is another segment of therapy and tarot, but more specifically, it was honoring Juneteenth, and for those of you who may not fully understand or know what Juneteenth is about, it's when they it's the official declaration of freedom from slavery in the United States. And however, I'm in Canada as a Canadian, proud Black Canadian woman. You know, I don't see things like that, you know, being celebrated as much as, you know, it should. And I think even when I've heard in, in the media and on talk shows or whatever, those who are talking about Juneteenth even say as such, and it's funny because, not funny, haha, but funny as in, that even though slavery was abolished, how many hundreds of years ago, our world still experiences a ton load of discrimination and racism across the board. So it's not surprising, given everything that we've gone through, in society and globally, that mental health is so... mental health and illness is so running rampant because of all the trauma that has been accumulated by humanity over the years, and very little of it has been able to properly be addressed and healed. So given that, so it's no surprise why we're in such chaos. It's no surprise why things, are going the way that it is. However, again, we're in a karmic year. So it's vital for us as individuals to be able to take that responsibility for self. We cannot control outside forces. We only have control over ourselves and the choices we choose to make. So it is vital that we make those choices, we make those choices with the best and the highest degree of intent for the greatest good of self, our families, our community, and essentially all of humanity. Because right now, from where I'm able to observe, if we don't take that initiative to do that healing work, we are going to eventually wipe ourselves completely out. And that whether or not that is actually true, I strongly feel that that is where we're headed. And whatever can be done to eradicate that and change our destiny I'm all for it. You know, I look at things like spirituality and you know, the acts of divination and all of that stuff, you know, and the controversy that goes on, you know, how it's not even just that, but just in general how we interact with each other, and the friction, you know, the lack of compassion and understanding and acceptance. You know, we just, you know, as you know, as we're in July, and just you know, I talk about Juneteenth, but we also wrapped up, you know, the month for, you know, mental health awareness, as well as Pride. And something I was thinking about today, you know, in regards to the LGBT, the LG community, because right now all the letters are just sort of mumble jumble in my head and just won't come out right now properly. So please forgive me for that. But and I think why that you know, that stumble there, why that's happening for me is because one of the things I was thinking about earlier today is the fact that it didn't, you know, it only started with a few letters, right? The LB, G, TQ, and then over the years, letters got added to the point where there's even a plus sign. And now, hear me out. I'm not, you know, this is not a knock to that community at all. Because to me, love is love. And love and acceptance of self and others is important. I always pride myself in being someone who resonates at the highest frequency. That's my aim, you know, and my daily goal for myself. You know, one of my lessons to learn is the fact that I was not valuing myself as much as I should have, because I'm human too, and everything that I look to give to others, I wasn't giving to myself enough, and that essentially broke me. But I'm healing. It's a long journey, but it's something that I have committed myself to and will continue growing. You know, and I hope that you would too, and will too, and are doing so, you know. So anyways, sort of back to what I was saying, you know, I realized that, you know, in regards to, you know, talking about pride and talking about the community and how the letters just keep getting added, you know, and then we've noticed that over the years, you know, like I'm 41, soon to be 42 years old, and how I've seen society progress in, you know, my time here, you know, it saddens me, because I feel like the letters keep getting added because the harder that acceptance is fought for, it seems like the opposite is just comes on even stronger. You have such a divide, you know. How many children have to be left confused because they're not being accepted for how they express themselves, right? And then we have those who spent their lives right into adulthood hiding their true selves, just to stay face and to be safe. You should be free to be safe anywhere you are as a human being. You know, and then it dawned on me, and I'm thinking, you know, well, how many more letters are they going to add? L, G, T, B, Q, I plus, what, like, it's the whole alphabet. We are the whole alphabet. Humanity is the entire alphabet. And we all should be living in pride of who we all are as individuals, and cherish and celebrate it all. Because that's what essentially who we are. We are love. We don't have to see eye to eye. We don't have to share the same interests or perspectives. But as far as I'm concerned, and I want to believe that many agree with me on this, that it absolutely doesn't matter. Everyone deserves to be treated with the same love and respect and compassion and understanding all across the board. So again, I talk about love, and this is my channel, and and so I'm all about celebrating love. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, as far as I'm concerned. And the reason why there's so much friction is because our minds are so clouded with trash because of the trauma we've endured in our lives. And when it goes unresolved, it just transfers over and continues and grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. Right? It's only with the love, care, and attention can we then help to heal those wounds, so that we are not then using that as ammo to inflict further trauma onto others. So anyways, enough with that being said, my goal in this video actually was to sort of quickly revisit. I did talk in the last video about the Ascension Assertion. This is the deck that was so graciously gifted to me and sent to me for review by Andrews McMeel Publishing. This is a deck by R.H. Sin, one of my favorite poets, modern day poets, I also showed, along with that, was The Beautiful Sad Eyes, Weary Waiting for Love. Now this is a collab duo box set of 2 books that he did with R.M. Drake as well, who is another great, wonderful modern day poet as well. Both of them have our Instagram and post daily pieces of poetry that to me is so spot on every time. Like, it's like, you know, like the alert will come in the morning and it's just the right words that I needed to hear in that moment. So, yeah. Well, anyways, so I happened to, because this is another duo book set that R.H. Sin did. And actually, this was the one that I kind of was hoping to get when I got this, when I got the deck. But then I saw The Beautiful Sad Eyes, Weary Waiting for Love, and then my heart skipped a beat and then was like, no, okay, that's the one. So yeah. But anyway, so I just quickly wanted to show you this. This is Hope She Finds This. The 2 books in this set are 222 Val. This is a larger poetry book here. Let's see, I'm gonna just, okay. Here we go. Tell the night sky you're not afraid of the darkness. Midnight is where you discover the candle that flickers in your soul. You dance in the silence of uncertainty because you believe in your ability to endure and survive whatever obstacles are in your way. So that's Val. And then we have Insepit. And 22, let's see, where do we have? Okay. The heart should never feel guilt for deciding to start over with someone better. You changed because you needed to be someone different. Your evolution, inspired by a pain you never wanted to feel. And so here you are, being someone you thought you couldn't be. Brave enough to love yourself despite the heartache of being neglected and overlooked by the person you cared about. displaying the courage to envision a life alone without the person you thought you needed. And I hope you find the clarity to see which path you should take. Change is good, especially if it means you get another chance at real love, peace of mind, and joy. And that's insipid. Okay, so yes, you see why I love Arch Sin's work. Yeah. So, okay. So with that, okay. I'm gonna just move these out of the way, because so next I wanted to talk to you guys about this one. Okay guys, sorry about that. The video cut out. So I'm just gonna continue with the second half. Actually, this is actually being filmed now in the little later in July. I believe we are. I don't even remember the date now. Oh, geez, 18th, 19th. Yeah. Okay. So, anyhow. So the other part of this, which was a sort of recap follow-up to what I was saying, all about Pride, Juneteenth, the alphabet, us, humanity, you know? Okay. So anyway, so this is one of the decks that I've been working with, or I had been working with. I've since put away, and how it aligns with my practice and just, you know, and there's a couple of decks that I sort of work together in tandem that, you know, I've since put away, and since I've switched over, I'll probably show you what I've been working with, you know, other than what you can probably see in the frame, in a later video. But and if you are curious to see that, yeah, of course, you know, again, I'm all about mental health, and like I said at the beginning, and you know, but a love of tarot, therapy and tarot, right? So anyways, so giving highlight to a deck and creator that is part of the LGBTQ IA2S plus community. I absolutely loved working with this, and of course I worked with this throughout Pride Month, and anyway, so this one is of course the Nightweight Tarot, by Michelle Nightweight. Well, of course, that's the additional big guidebook that you can purchase separately on Amazon. This book sleeve I also bought off of Amazon, and when I saw it, I thought, oh yeah, because of the big book, this would be really cool to fit. It's got the same flowers, right? And like it's, anyways, I just thought it was a perfect fit, right? I'm also left-handed. It's left hand with a pen, and we're like, it's like a tarot card, right? Okay. Anyways, also it's poetic because I write poetry as well, and I'm a fan of poetry, and you got it. Okay, fine. So anyhow, with all that being said, Let me just get into, actually, you know what, let's start with the book. So why I really also enjoyed this is because, especially in the big guidebook, right? Okay, so of course, you know, typical, hello, gorgeous soul. Yeah, like, this is already, like, the title is already speaking my speak, okay? Right. Anyhow, so it's a note from the creator herself. And we've got a deep dive into tarot here. And then of course, again, we have some social media, her website, and website dedicated to the tarot as well. Okay, and then so we've got major arcana, and so the way that the guidebook is laid out. So okay, so I've just opened it to the Hanged One, which also in traditional RWS is also known as the Hangman. I believe it's the same in Thoth. Anyways, and then we have some keywords: limbo, patience, letting go, surrender. And so I feel like with the keywords and everything, and even the way that it's written, the meaning and the description, it's very, to me, very therapy based, very introspective, you know, looking in at, you know, what's going on, dig a little deeper into, you know, what's happening in our lives, what are, right, and being able to bring awareness so that we can consciously make the necessary changes for our greatest and highest good. Right? Okay. So yes. So of course you have a colored image of the card. And yes, it looks exactly like that in like the deck. And then we have a quote of some sort. I would say like a snippet of poetry, if you will. Life is shaking a potent cocktail. Anticipate the pour. Drink the spirit of enlightenment slowly. I love that. And then we have a description, basically sort of explaining the meaning of the card, and in such a way that it very relatable, right? Very practically relatable, right? And then a description of what's happening in the card, and then the reverse meaning, interpretation, reverse interpretation. So like the negative connotations to the card, if you will, right? Potentially. So like if we're out of balance and things like that. Okay. Oops. All right. So yeah, so that's the book. Of course, we have the same sort of full page. So okay, so we have the minor arcana, and then the minor arcana with the suits. Oh geez. And essentially, yeah. And then the astrological associations to each element, like the which suit each element represents, and vice versa. Yeah. Anyways, you got it. Okay. However backwards that explanation might have been. And then, yeah, so we pretty much have the same thing for the minor arcana here. And yeah, so I really like that. And then we have at the back of the book, we have, so sample spreads. Then we have, and then we have like an actual like sort of, do it yourself self-reflection journal here. So at the back, but of course it's in a nice book, so like, I would never actually write in it, but to each its own. This is where now, my trusty beautiful like dollar store comes in handy for stationery, and I can buy a cheap adjacent journal that I can basically sort of use this as a guide and guideline for the layout, or however I choose to do that, right? And that's a suggestion for anybody who is like me and wouldn't want to like ruin the book, you know what I mean? So yeah, so like I love that. And then it has like the 6 steps of insight, right? And laid out likes, dislikes, really getting to know yourself kind of thing. So very self-reflective, and to me that is very much what I'm talking about when I talk about companion to therapy, companion tools to therapy, right? And that can come from various aspects, spirituality, psychology, all of these things, right? We encompass all aspects of health, right? And so when we're talking about healing, we're talking about mental health. This is part of what I would use, aside from aligning myself with divine spirit and in meditation and practicing prayer. That comes from, right, my upbringing, my certain aspects of my religious upbringing, if you will, right? Bringing that all in to bring us into divine alignment with the highest frequency, which is love. We are love. This is the point. This is, to me, to it all. Recognizing that is how we save ourselves, how we save humanity. But the commitment has to start with self, healing self. As we heal self, right, and we raise our own vibrations, right, our own into the respect and the integrity of self, we can appreciate our own self, accept ourselves for who we are, but also recognize that as we deserve that, and we strive to achieve that, everyone outside of us is a self too. So we then now can make better choices with our actions, right? Both from a conscious and influenced unconscious, healed unconscious place of alignment and with love, right? Because we're connected to source. We come from source, we go back to source, right? Anyway, We've been trashing ourselves for way too long. So, anyhow, this is why I also really liked this. You know, I love the picture here. I believe this is yeah, in loving memory of a soul sister. And I assume this is the picture with the soul sister. You know, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love how everything was laid out. Yeah. I love this. Anyway, so okay, so that's the book. And then here's the let me get into quickly here. Okay, so yeah, so of course I think I showed this briefly in a previous video. I can't remember which one right now. But you check it out on my channel. And if I remember in editing, I will put it up on the screen, and the link will be in the description box, of course. So this is a dollar store hack because this does not close properly. Like there's no magnetic closure to it to keep it closed. So that's my little trusty hack for that, to keep it secure. And so as beautiful as these boxes are, they're not necessarily all that practical, especially, well, I mean, I guess, like, so the guidebook comes in the front, but I guess you could always put the guidebook, it's literally a little white book. I guess you could put the, okay guys, sorry about that, the video cut out again. But anyways, so here we're at the cards. So the box, and like I said, it comes with a little white book. And the bigger guidebook, of course, is sold separately. I'll have the links to both of them in the description box. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a much smaller sort of blurb for each of the cards. That's the major arcana, and then the minor arcana, pretty much the same thing, right? And then then we have the court cards separately. And then there's at the back, then you have, I think, one card reading, and that's it. So yeah, it's a very minimal little white book. So yeah, I would definitely, especially, you know, working with it in tandem, you know, very therapeutically with, you know, with therapy, I would definitely recommend getting the bigger guidebook as well. And of course, like I said, if you're so inclined and don't want to write in the book like me, you know, get yourself a cheaper journal that you can use in to reflect upon the work that you're doing in therapy, along with, you know, what you are doing in divination, accordingly, you know, working with the cards. So, okay, so here are the cards. Okay, so, yep, the Fool, Magician, High Priestess, and of course, you know, shout out to the creator for honoring, you know, the creator of the Rider-Waite-Smith, Pamela Coleman Smith. So yeah, absolutely, her as the high priestess is amazing. And yeah, so I really love that. And of course we have, I think there's 3 lovers cards here. Yes, 3, 1, 2, 3 lovers cards. My magic number is 3, so yay. Anyways, yeah, so I love that. Here we go. Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, my card. I love that. This is a beautiful Hermit. Anyways, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, I love this Moon card. And the Sun. And I love how, again, we have a clothed child as the Sun card. Judgment. World. And then, of course, here's the Minor Arcana. And we're into Wands. This was actually a really beautiful deck, and I loved working with it. And I think in when I was mentioning this in my last video that I had done and was talking about this deck briefly, I mentioned that I was working, I loved pairing it. I mean, I know some people, i.e. Priscilla, does not like pairing tarot and tarot, as you know, as I know many people that are in divination and work with tarot may not like doing as well. But then there's the oddballs like me who, do that. And the deck that I had paired with this, and to me, because it's the same sort of collage-y type of artwork, was the Uncommon Tarot, and I really loved that as well. So yeah, and very similar backing, except that one had blue backs, where this one is gold. They're both edged, this one in gold, and the Uncommon Tarot was silver, or is silver. So I love that. I love this Ten of Cups right here. I absolutely love this Ten of Cups right here. Really symbolizing, pretty much what I've been saying throughout this video is, that idea of unity, right? Equality. Everybody being on the same page, the same vibration, and having that same understanding and compassion and acceptance of self and other selves. Yeah. So I love that. Like, just gorgeous. Well done. Well done, Michelle. I love this deck. I absolutely love it. Here we go. Yeah, we're definitely into swords. Yeah. And just the the interpretation, the imagery and representation of each card, right? Absolutely wonderful. And the beautiful thing about, you know, the cards and the imagery is the fact that it's art, right? And when we know art, right, and those that can appreciate art, art is subjective, right? We see and based on what we see, right, we gather information accordingly. And how does the imagery, you know, make us feel? What and then exploring why what we're seeing makes us feel that way. What is it about it? What does it represent for us? So it's very much like, you know, and it's like art therapy. Very much like that. So it's you know, it goes way beyond. And I remember having a discussion even too with my mom, and you know, and just I was, you know, sort of discussing my confusion with, like, my, you know, like, my mom is very traditional, but she has that to a certain degree is open-minded enough to, you know, to try to understand or see, right? Where what I was discussing with her was the fact that, you know, as I've decided to expand my spirituality and my knowledge of things and stuff like that, and you know, and I took that deep dive into tarot, you know, and to see it much more than what was the typical understanding of tarot and the meaning behind it. Well, it goes way beyond fortune telling, right? And when we are engaging into the deeper aspect of its use and understanding of what tarot actually is, they're pieces of art, and it's a help to invoke understanding of feeling, right? And isn't that exactly what we do in therapy? Like, we're exploring our mental health, the things that have us conflicted, the things that convolute our overall understanding of self and others, and how we can, eradicate the blockages that keep us from our true selves and true success. So when you're using tarot in that manner, it takes on a whole new meaning than what history has led us to believe. And that's where, to me, it all comes back down to what I was saying when I talk about, it's not about the tool. It's about the intent. Right? And that's, to me, is pretty much what sums up all aspects of spirituality. That is why I can say and embrace the fact that I'm an omnius. I respect and appreciate my heritage, my Christian upbringing. It's through that keeps me in alignment with the highest good, the values that I took from that. But I'm able to see clearly the aspects of it that are not in alignment with what its true meaning is. Right? And I know that part of the world's ignorance is, like I said, it's the trash, the trauma that we've all endured that has tainted our vision of truth, of what love actually is. And that's a crying shame. It's a crying shame. It absolutely is. And it was, something came to me even earlier today. And by no means, like, math was never my stronger suit, in life, right? But basic math, yeah, but not going into like the algebra and the, and all of that, right? But then I guess little me, is remembering, oh yeah, you remember in school, you remember math class? And and then thinking about the alphabet. And isn't this kind of how I started the video, right? And here's the thing from what I see. So somewhere along the way, it all started with A, then B, somehow equaling C. All right. Then, as we evolve, humanity evolves, and societies and all that stuff, mumbo jumbo, all that trash that we've all gone through, right? Somehow we found the need to highlight specific letters within the alphabet, all to signify the representation of pride and love, acceptance. But we lost the integrity along the way, haven't we? In regards to how we interact and still with each other, right? We've gone through history where we've supposedly, okay, abolished slavery. Have we though? Have we really? If we take a long look hard in the mirror of society, have we really abolished slavery? Okay. Remember, our actions speak louder than our words. Always. Has always. Okay. Then we say that, yeah, God is love and we treat others, but somehow along the way, in a lot of dogmatic religions, we still banish people who are not what we consider above board because of who they choose to love, what they choose to do with themselves. Hold on, wait a minute. Is that really in alignment with what love actually is? No. So those who still choose to hang on to the ignorance of these cult-like traditions within religion and can't seem to shake it off, I pray for you. I pray for you. I truly pray for you. Okay? And then those that have been severely traumatized by these same said religions and abused by them take off running onto the other direction, so far so that some of them end up selling their souls to the same devil that they ran away from in the beginning. Okay. Then we've added more letters to what we say is the epitome of love and acceptance and free love and all of that, right? But we've had to add letters. Why? Because the acceptance part isn't being heard. Okay? Speed up time, speed up time. We are at our most crisis. Humanity is at its worst. We haven't learned a thing. And leading the pack is the last of the alphabet, the X, Y, and Z. If we don't fix ourselves and alter and heal those wounds and raise our vibrations to send us off into a new trajectory of destiny, what do you think happens when you've reached the end of the alphabet? We're at X, Y, and Z. Coincidentally or not, in the middle of a karmic year, people. Leading the pack in faith is the last of the alphabet. I'll say it again. X, Y, and Z. All the letters of the alphabet is representation of all of humanity. There is no letters that should be missing. There is no letter that is missing. Humanity started with A, B, and C. And we will end with X, Y, and Z if we don't make the choice individually to change our karmic destiny. My name is Alana. I identify as love. As I see myself as love, I see you the same way, too. As I am human, so are you. I love you so, so much. And as I leave you, please, please take care of yourself and each other. And I graciously ask that you help me too by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel so that we can explore love together, healing and supporting each other, always resonating at the highest frequency, always with the highest of integrity for ourselves, our families, our communities, and essentially all of humanity. Until I see you again next time, always, always lead with love and live, listen, and learn. I love you. Take care. Bye.
Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. No matter what people